the word norms mean? Norms are often unwritten norms of conduct for social organizations. Norms are classified into two types, conscience and law. Let's discuss the first type of norm, conscience, which is defined as the practical judgment of the mind in the application of the moral law to the individual acts with consideration to the actual circumstances of the acts. It is commonly described as the voice of our God within man that dictates him/her to perform his/her moral obligations by doing good and avoiding evil. Conscience is like a government within the inner self of man that exercises check and balance, just like the three main branches of government: the legislative, the judicial, and the executive. Consciences works to investigate, to judge, and to pass judgment or verdict on our moral actions. What are the different types of conscience? Antecedent conscience is the decision made before an action is performed, and its function is to command, to forbid, and to permit the agent or the doer. Consequent conscience is the decision made after the action is done, and its function is internal peace. The action committed is moral good or remorse when the action is evil. Right or true conscience is the conscience that judges good as good and judges evil as evil according to the exact principles of morality. An erroneous or false conscience is the conscience that judges bad as good, and vice versa according to a false interpretation of the moral principles. Certain conscience is the conscience that is subjectively sure of the legality or illegality of certain actions to be done or to be omitted. This kind of conscience is subjective, and there are times that it is not in conformity with the reality. But this
External laws, laws from a higher being that directs all actions of the universe. From the word external law, the law did not go through the president as if it were directly mandatory. Example: employment law is the state and federal laws that protects workers' rights, prevent discriminations, and promote safe work environments. Natural laws, based on the use of reason held common to all humans. When we say natural law is our ability to order ourselves to fulfill the dictates of the Supreme for a good life for the common good. Like, for example, acts of violence works against people's natural inclination to live a good and innocent life. Even if someone is, say, armed and breaking into another person's home, under natural law, the homeowner still does not have the right to kill that person in self-defense.
Positive laws, man-made laws, codes, regulation, decrees. When we talk about positive laws, also describe the establishment of specific rights for an individual or group. For example, include rules such as the speed that individuals are allowed to drive on the highway and the age that individual can legally purchase alcohol. Affirmative law, supplementary laws binding but not required at every moment. When we talk about affirmative law, this law typically pertain to equal opportunities and employment, education, and business. For example, mandatory lending laws like the allocation of loans for small and medium enterprises.
Hi guys! I am here to discuss what is the negative law, the moral law, and the penal laws. So, what is the negative law? Negative law is prohibitory laws. Humans are obligated to comply. So, what is prohibitory laws? Prohibitory laws are mandatory laws that imposes duty to refrain from doing an forbidden act. So that is the negative law. Now let's go to the moral laws. What is moral law? Law of God, states, and church. So it's stated here that moral laws is important because if you kill, because based on the statement that Ten Commandments is the example of the moral law, because if you kill, you will get now prison, you will get into jail, you will be go to jail in that point. If you kill, if you steal also, you will get into prison. But in the moral law, this moral law will state it to God. You have lots of sin in God. So this is the moral law. Now let's go to the penal laws. So what is penal laws? So penal laws indicated laws by the states prescribing penalties for violators. So we know about the penal laws in the Philippines, right? So in go to deeper, penal laws allow Congress to legislate if a majority does not like a court's or interpretation but cannot agree how to fix it. So, what is legislate? Make or enact laws. So, we know the penalty before in the past 1990s, we know what is the penalty if you get or if you violent that kind of situation, we know the, we have electric chairs. We have the penalty for that before. So that is the example of the penal laws. If you violate that kind, you have a penalty to pay your sin of what you do, what you're doing. So again, that is my topic: the penal laws, the moral laws, and also the negative laws. And good day, everyone.